Hello, my name is Alexandra, and today I'm going to be talking a bit about sustainability. So, what is sustainability? Environmental sustainability means to create and maintain conditions under which humans and nature can exist in productive harmony and that permit fulfilling the social, economic, and environmental needs of present and future generations. So, in a nutshell, it means preserving our resources for ourselves, for our generation, as well as preserving them for the future generations. Now, why is that important? As we know, sustainability is a subject that has become more and more present in today's society, as we have noticed that our resources aren't infinite. So by continuing to grow and ignore the limit in our resources, we are going to end up using all of them. So now there is a focus to make a shift in this way and to implement measures that help facilitate a sustainable environment in which we reuse our resources. How is it relevant in the music events industry? Well, festivals and music events are like little communities that kids form for a limited period of time. So for a festival, you can have, for example, 10,000 people in the same place for a weekend. That is the perfect environment to test sustainability measures because within that space, you can create the feeling of a community that applies these sustainable measures, and you can see if they work and if people understand them and are willing to work with them. Also, festivals have a high level of production. There are a lot of materials needed to produce a festival. So from building stages to providing food on the festival site, there are a lot of there's a lot of products and a lot of products that are involved. So this would generate a lot of waste if it's not handled in a sustainable way. So it is important for music events to take upon this initiative as well. Also, sustainability was the first topic that we tackled in the production and logistics block, therefore showing how important it has become in this industry and that it's one of the main concerns at the moment. And there are a lot of regulations and laws being made on the sustainability topic to regulate this at festivals. So it is important to know about it, learn about it, and know how to implement it. Now, the areas of impact that were drawn up by green events, I think, are a great way of visualizing the SDGs in the context of the music events industry. So we have materials. As I said, festivals use a lot of materials for their build-up, so it is important to find a way to source these materials sustainably. So, for example, festivals can use recycled materials, so like cardboard, aluminum, to make decorations for the festival, to make the design for stages. Water. So Digital has an innovation on their site regarding water sanitation. They have this concept of P2T. So what happens is that they invite people to urinate in these special places on the festival site, and the urine is taken and it is filtered, and the nutrients are taken out, and they are used to grow plants such as mint, out of which you can make tea afterwards. Energy. So festivals use a lot of energy, especially when they have big screens, when they have a lot of special effects. So it is important to try to make use of the energy as sustainably as possible and provide sustainable sources of energy. So, for example, the energy from the solar panels is something that more and more festivals are using, as well as windmill-generated energy. Mobility. So a big part of the CO2 emissions from festivals actually comes from the mobility, from the artists that have to travel to the festival either by plane or by car, and also by the visitors. So for what is done for artists most of the time is that when they have to go on flights, they compensate their CO2 emissions by using the sustainable aviation fuel. And for visitors, they are more and more encouraged to use public transport to get to the festival, and festival organizers are making more and more progress in allowing them to do this in a more comfortable way and in an encouraging way. Food and drinks. So there is a lot of food and a lot of drinks that are being sold at festivals. If they are not sourced sustainably, they could generate a lot of waste. Another thing that digital does is that they have partnerships with supermarkets to use the produce that almost goes bad to prepare the food on the festival ground. Therefore, food that would otherwise be thrown away is now used to prepare the food on the festival. Also, for drinks, I've imagine you've already seen this when you're at a festival and it's the end of the night and the floor is filled with plastic cups. Well, not only is it inconvenient to have to step on all of those plastic cups, but it's actually very damaging to the environment, as all of those cups are thrown away afterwards. So one innovation that has been made in this sense is the hard cup and coin system. So the way it works is that you have a limited amount of hard cups available at a festival, and there is a deposit on those cups. So if you want to get a drink, you have to pay the deposit for the cup. And the purpose is that after you use the cup, you return it so that it can be washed and reused again, therefore generating less waste. Diversity and inclusion. It is important to have a diverse and inclusive environment in festival industry. Festivals choose to implement certain measures to accommodate different target groups. So, for example, a lot of festivals are wheelchair accessible, or they provide support for people with certain handicaps. But also, there are festivals dedicated to catering to a specific group in a diverse way. So, for example, the Same Festival has the purpose of feeling the people from the LGBTQ plus community feel more included and providing them safe and inviting environment. Health and well-being. One thing that is being done right now in the festival industry for health and well-being is providing drug tests on the festival side. So even though most festivals have a zero drug tolerance, they are aware that people are still going to be using drugs. And so if they do, it's better that they do it in a safe way. So you have the possibility to test the drugs on the festival side to see if they are safe to use or not. And for the planet, I think it's a more overall overarching area which just focuses on general on preserving the nature and the resources that we already have and making use of them cleverly. So another theory that I think is relevant in this industry is the 5 R's: refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Even though this can be used by individuals in their day-to-day life, to give an example, you first refuse to make waste. So you refuse to buy things that are not necessary or things that would generate a lot of waste. So like things that are heavily packed, let's say. The next step is reduce. And as we go further down, the preserving method gets a bit worse in the sense that refuse is the absolute best you can do, and recycle is the less best thing you can do, but it's still a really good sustainable option. So reduce refers to cutting down on things that would generate waste. So you're not refusing everything, but you are reducing the amount of things you are purchasing or doing that generate waste. Reuse is about reusing things that you already have, so not buying or using new things if that is not necessary. Repurposing is taking something that you already have and giving it another purpose, another life, so that it doesn't go to waste. And recycling is just taking something that you have and recycling, then go through a process in which it can be transformed into something new that can be further on used. So on festivals, what I've seen being done is refusing. So digital, for example, refuses to generate waste, as they have recycling station where all the waste comes in, and it gets sorted, so that there is no general waste. They're refusing to make general waste that cannot be recycled. Reducing, I would say that the cup and coin system is reducing the waste. So the hard cups are still not 100% effective, as they also have the risk of having to be thrown out if they get a lot of damages. But they're for sure generating less plastic waste than the normal soft cups that are usually being used. Reuse can be, for example, reusing the same decoration for multiple festivals, or for the same festivals multiple years in a row. So generating a new decor can have a lot of new materials involved, and that is not a very sustainable way of making decor. So reusing things that have already been used is a much more sustainable option. Repurposing, this, for example, can be something that I've seen at Digital. They use the plastic wrappers from the ice cream lollipops to make decorations for the festival, because these plastic wrappers cannot be recycled, so they have to be used in another way. And the recycling, again, the recycling station, that's where all the waste comes in, and it gets sorted out so that it can be properly be recycled, so it can be processed and be turned into something new. So another model that I would like to talk about is the linear economy versus the circular economy. So until recently, we used to have this linear economy. So for the longest time, we would use this economy model in our society, which the process goes that you take resources from within nature, you take raw materials, you process them, you make something out of them, you use them, and then once you're done with using them, you dispose of them, you throw them out, and they just go to waste. They go in the trash landfills. And so as you take more materials and you make more things, you generate more waste. And the problem is that we've been doing this for such a long time that right now it's becoming more and more of a problem, as there is not an infinite supply of raw material that we can use, and the waste is getting so much more increasing that we don't even know how to handle it anymore. And if we keep using the economy, we're just gonna end up using up all of our materials and resources. So an economy model that has been used recently, has only been starting being used recently, is the circular economy, which has some of the same steps as the linear economy. So you take the raw materials, you design something, you produce it, you sell it, then it gets used. If it breaks down, if there's a malfunction to it, you try to repair it, or and you reuse it. And when that product is no longer of use to you, so you can repurpose it or reuse it, it gets collected and then it gets recycled, so that this thing that has been created from raw materials turns into a material as well that can be used for other things. So this model is more about like creating the products. So it's simply the process of creating something and then recycling it, but on a larger scale, in the larger scheme of things. And this was my knowledge clip. I hope it was insightful. So I think that sustainability is a huge part of the event industry right now. And learning about sustainability is not something that should be addressed anymore. It should be a need, because otherwise, um, we're gonna run out of resources, and the process is already dangerously irreversible. So the sooner we start making a change, the sooner we can see positive results and hopefully improve the overall quality of life and the way we use and think about our resources.